Hello and welcome to Bahrain Now with me, Lara Sam'an. We've got a lot lined up for you with many talents, initiatives and events from around Bahrain. All this and more on Bahrain Now. Stay tuned. Azraq, a health and fitness coach who dedicates her time and effort passionately to passing her knowledge and experience to others to level up their lifestyle, and especially if you are a mom. She has the greatest tips and training methods to guide you through for a healthier life and shape. Welcome, Maria, to our studio today.
Thank you.
So tell us, how did you start your fitness journey?
Well, that's an interesting question to which there's an interesting answer as well. The interesting about it is that I was never fit as a child or in my teenager life, and what I studied at university has nothing to do with fitness.
Completely something different.
Yeah, completely different. I studied biomedical engineering and I worked in that domain for 5 years. During that period of time, I used to attend a lot of fitness classes, you know, those indoor group fitness classes, and I used to be obsessed. I used to get inspired a lot, and I used to really enjoy attending them. So a few years later, I got married and I had to move countries, and I had my kids right after marriage. So I decided to quit my job for a while. And in the meantime, for fun, I decided to get certified as a fitness trainer. And the first certification I got was Zumba. I remember it was in...
I used to love Zumba classes. They're so fun.
I used to love Zumba classes, but now I don't do them anymore, but I miss doing them. Yeah, they are really fun. So it was in 2013, and since then, all the journey started, you can say. I worked my way up. I was educating myself. I enjoyed educating myself. I enjoyed that journey. It felt to me like feeding my passion, you know what I mean? My love for fitness, health and fitness. And until I reached what I am right now.
So it just started actually after you started becoming a mom, that's when you actually pursued it more.
Yeah, and I wasn't expecting it, just, you know, happened.
It just happened, yes.
Yeah, like, everything turned over.
But that's a good thing. Of course, it's a really good thing.
I'm loving it.
And can you tell us, can a woman exercise during pregnancy, and how can they exercise during pregnancy?
Yes, actually. In fact, the ACOG, which stands for the American College of Obstetricians and Gynecologists, highly recommends that a pregnant woman should exercise 20 to 30 minutes on most, if not all of the days. And that's a lot of exercise.
That's a lot of exercise.
Yeah.
That's more than the usual.
Exactly. Yeah. But if the woman has complications during her pregnancy, or if she was really very sedentary, you know, she should consult her doctor. And there are, of course, few exercises that she cannot do while she's pregnant, like hot yoga, because of the core temperature related to pregnant women. It's not good for her. Hot yoga, hot Pilates, maybe high impact exercises. So in pregnancy, we focus on doing moderate intensity exercises and not intense exercises.
Yeah, something that's a bit easier on their body as well.
And the goal to maintain their body, not to push themselves and reach further goals.
Yes, of course, because they're carrying a baby inside, so they don't want to push it too much that it's not good for them and the baby itself.
Exactly, exactly. There is pressure.
There's pressure, but of
they
course
get stronger, you know.
A lot of mothers, of course, don't know what exercises they can do and cannot do, and some, of course, think they cannot exercise at the same time.
Oh yes.
Yeah. Would you say a woman could gain back her natural physique after giving birth?
She could definitely gain it back, or even a better physique after she gave birth. So there were old beliefs that, like a few years ago, beliefs that she should go to work out after 6 weeks of giving birth if it's a normal delivery, or 8 weeks if it's a C-section.
Yeah.
Now, it's all outdated. So the ACOG now says that a woman can get back into working out literally in the hospital. So there are few exercises. As we said, not high intensity. She goes step by step, like slow, but she can literally work in the hospital. So she knows how she feels, and she can get back to exercise right after, and she can gain all her muscles back
and even like you said, look even better.
Everything even better.
Okay, and what would you say are the most components to be a fit mom? Most important components to be a fit mom?
You mean the most important thing?
Yeah. What you would recommend as being a fit mom? What do you think would be the most important thing for them to focus on?
Yeah. So for me, fit mom means a functional mom. So she should be functional and suitable to achieve her daily life demands and needs in an efficient way.
Yeah.
So strolling a baby, having energy to play with the kids, to deal with the kids. So things like that, she should be able to do that. And to do that, she should work out like 3 times a week, let's say, not more than that. At the beginning, for example, when she gives birth, and slowly she can work her way up.
And how would moms find time for that? Because a lot of moms have difficulty, of course, let's say working moms, stay-at-home moms, it's sometimes very hard to find time. How would you recommend for them to find time to do all of these things?
I know a lot of people say it's hard and it's not easy, and I don't want to make it seem like very easy. Come on, guys, no. But if you have time for Netflix, if you have time for Instagram, if you have time for Facebook, anything,
Correct.
then you have time for yourself. And you are more important, you know? You have to think, you have to set priorities. I would tell them, you have to set priorities.
Is this what you would mention to your clients?
Yes.
Yeah, to
so
set
think
priorities.
of yourself as a priority. So as I mentioned, 20 minutes, 30 minutes a day is enough, and it's doable. Plus, very important thing is to plan ahead of time.
Okay.
Like, it's not possible to just say, I'm gonna work out next week. Okay, set a day. Agree with your trainer on something. Sign up for a gym membership, for example. Have your clothes ready ahead of time. So when the time comes, you're not rushing and you don't know what to do, and then you just cancel the workout.
Yeah, of course. So it's like
hour.
set priorities, make a plan, make sure, try to balance your work life, your family life, yourself as well. Like you said, you have to put a priority for yourself as well.
And it's not like beating yourself at the gym. It's like 20 or 30 minutes
that you can do at home as well.
Yes.
Yes, of course.
Absolutely.
Is there anything else you'd like to tell your viewers before we end the segment today?
I just want to tell them your body is the most important thing to you. It's the only place that you have to live in for the rest of your life. So take care of it.
Thank you, Maria, for this beautiful segment today.
Welcome.
Stay tuned. We'll be right back with more right after this. Welcome back, and now we will shed light on one of the most unique and demanding careers in sports. Physiotherapist Dr. Fatma Haidari will be leading us to the core of her passion and its importance in the sports industry. Hello Fatma, welcome to the studio today. So tell us about yourself, Kareel, and how many years of experience do you have?
I'm a physiotherapist. I've been a physiotherapist for the past 5 years so far.
Okay, and are you enjoying it?
I love it.
Okay, was it your passion to be a physiotherapist?
Yes, I still love basketball and I love it a lot. And I used to watch my favorite players get injured.
Yeah.
And I kept watching what they do, what type of rehab, and I ended up loving the major. So.
Okay, which is amazing because you love it. It's amazing because like I studied something, of course, that I didn't pursue later in life. So at least the way you looked at it made it something more passionate for you. And can you tell us what gave you the passion other than basketball to choose this career?
I always was interested in something in the medical field, but I didn't want something too much blood on it.
Okay.
So this was the perfect one.
Okay, okay.
It did have my interest when it comes to sports related, but at the same time it was medical related.
Yeah, but there's a lot of medical things with physiotherapy that you have to learn, of course, as well.
Yes.
Yeah. Do you think it was hard for anybody to do that?
Physiotherapy is not difficult, but it just you have to love it. Otherwise, it will be difficult for you to catch up on it because it keeps getting updated. Yes. Especially like in medical field, everything is getting updated.
Yeah.
So if you don't keep it up, you will not be a better level. So you'll stay in the same level that you had when you graduated from university.
And you won't move up. Is that what you would do? Would you say that you would like to take more courses to learn as well?
Yeah, the good thing is that we have a lot of courses for that, especially even in Bahrain.
Yeah.
So if you want to get better, you can.
Okay.
It's not a matter of not.
Yeah, it's
It's
not
a matter of choice.
It's exactly. It's a matter of choice. If you want to pursue it more, you can pursue
Yes.
it more. And what would you? What in your opinion? What was the most conflict case you've faced?
I remember having a patient. He was in his 30s, early 30s.
Okay.
He came to me complaining of back pain, and he came for treatment for that. But when I was examining him, I found out that it wasn't only back related, and it wasn't spine related, but he had other symptoms such as he has difficulty in speaking.
Okay.
He had numbness in his hand, in his legs. He has loss of sensation in both of them, which is more indication of something wrong with the brain itself rather than the back and the spine.
Yeah.
And I had to tell him that, which was quite difficult because his symptoms were more match of MS or stroke.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, it was an MS. So it was quite difficult to tell a young guy
That this is
who was
that he
just
has
recently
MS.
a father
Yeah.
that unfortunately you have MS.
Okay, so that must have been really hard on you to tell him.
Yes.
Yeah. What would you say is your favorite type of, not technique, or complication that somebody has that you enjoy helping them fix?
If it's a sports related, these are type of injuries that I really love, especially if it's like ankle sprain or ACL related injuries, because from every patient, it's different.
It's different, yeah.
Okay, because the muscles that are weak is different, the way you target it is different, and if it's a different type of a sport, then the way you actually treat it is also different.
Okay.
Because you have to reach a specific goal with
Yeah,
that.
of course. And like you said, each patient's completely different, and how they heal is differently as well. And what impact does your treatment have on your patients?
When it comes to my treatment, usually when I have a patient, I don't like to see just what's wrong with the area of the pain, but I like to find out what's the reason of it.
Okay.
So you can have a knee pain, but it's not because of the pain, because of the knee itself, but it can be from overusing your thigh muscle. It can be from having a very weak thigh muscles, the quads and the glutes. It can be from doing sports in a wrong technique, and you ended up pressuring your knee, so you end up having pain in the knee. So instead of just treating the knee itself, I always focus on rehab and strengthening all the muscles related so that that problem doesn't keep happening again.
Yeah, of course. And what would you say are tips you could give people to avoid, let's say, certain injuries, or try to avoid certain pains in your recommendation?
So if you're a person who's an athlete, if you're a person who plays a sport, whatever type of a sport, one of the main things you have to keep in mind, you have to do warm-up, you have to do stretches, and you have to cool down after the exercises. And at the same time, you have to make sure that whatever exercise you're doing is in the correct technique.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you'll end up hurting yourself.
Yeah, of course. If you don't have the right technique, you can really end up injuring yourself in a very bad way.
Yeah.
That's happened to me. That's why I'm remembering it when it happened. What is your goal when using social media as your audience platform?
What I use in social media is for more in education than advertising.
Okay.
Because a lot of people, they can't come to a private clinic.
Correct.
And it's difficult for them to do that, and because of that they end up using Google, which is
not always correct. And it can give you something like you're gonna die instead of just ankle sprain. So I try to use it to educate people about their injuries. If it's a small injury, they can manage it by themselves, like some of the stretches and some of the self-treatment that they can do, and I try to use it for that. Okay, so use your social media platform to teach people who don't have accessibility to, let's say, clinics and more.
Yes.
So it's for them to learn from you as well.
Yeah, and at the same time, a lot of the injuries are very minor injuries that you don't need treatment.
Yeah.
It can go for within 2 to 3 days. But a lot of people, they don't know how to treat it, and they end up having a worse injury because they didn't know how to handle it.
Yeah, and they just or some people completely ignore it and just continue their day even though they're in so much pain. Yeah. Is there anything else you'd like to add before we end the segment today and tell our viewers?
Well, one of the main things that patients should focus on, when you have pain, don't neglect it.
Yeah.
Try to find out what's the reason of it. Try to do if it's a simple treatment, you can do it by yourself, do it. Otherwise, if it's lingered for more than 5 days, go and see a specialist for that. Whether it's an ortho doctor, whether it's a neuro doctor or a physio, because your body is important, it's your treasure.
And listen to your body as well
Yes.
when it's in pain.
So if it's in pain, there is something wrong. Don't link that.
Yeah. Thank you, Fatma, for that.
Welcome.
And hopefully I will come and talk to you about my knee pain actually that I have.
That's okay.
Don't go away. We'll be right back. This brings us to the end of today's episode of Bahrain Now. You can reach us on our social media accounts shown below. And stay tuned for more exciting segments on Bahrain Now. This was Lara Simran. Good night and God bless.